step 1 before exposure to DO. So water is the most abundant molecule in the human body. It is composed of 2 hydrogen atoms and 1 oxygen atom. And hydrogen is the element of our interest here in the study of MRI. So it is the most commonly used MRI atom nuclei. So hydrogen has 3 isotopes here: chromium, deuterium, and tritium. So the protium is the standard hydrogen isotope with 1 proton and no neutron. It is the primary nucleus detected in MRI. So hydrogen has an odd atomic mass number. An element with an odd atomic mass number has a spin, and spinning and moving charged particle induces a magnetic field according to Bernstein's experiment. But these hydrogen photons are randomly oriented, so their spins for magnetic moments cancel each other out, so resulting in low net magnetization, low polarization. So the patient is therefore not a magnet. So in total, we have 0 net magnetization and 0 longitudinal and transverse magnetization. So moving on to step 2, during exposure to PO. So the patient is exposed to the external magnetic field that is called PO. So this is when alignment and precession occurs. So alignment occurs when magnetic moments line up with PO. So hydrogen protons align themselves with the external magnetic field, creating polarization. And to further explain this polarization, the BO forces a preferred direction to these protons, and now they can only move into direction they can align themselves with BO, so these are the parallel spinning up and low energy state nuclei, and they can also align themselves against BO, so these are the anti-parallel spinning down high energy state nuclei. So the parallel, so having parallel and anti-parallel, the both of them cancel each other out, and yung excess hydrogen protons creates a net magnetization. So mayroon tayong polarization, and the patient is therefore a temporary magnet. So this is what longitudinal net magnetization is established, and it is parallel sa BO and sa z-axis. So in total, meron tayong 1 net magnetization, 1 longitudinal magnetization, and 0 transverse magnetization. So alongside alignment, yung nag-ooperate during exposure to BO is precession. So precession is a secondary spin and nuclei. This is the evolving motion of the hydrogen protons under the influence of BO, and they move in a circular or cone path around BO. So these hydrogen protons precess randomly, so basically magulo sila. So talking about precession comes the concept of Larmor frequency, which is the precession frequency or the speed of precession. And to get the Larmor frequency, we have to multiply the aeromagnetic ratio, which is a fundamental physical constant to the magnetic field strength. So aeromagnetic ratio na hydrogen is 42.6 megahertz, and multiplied at 1 Tesla, we have 42.6 megahertz na Larmor frequency, and at 1.5 Tesla, we have 62.87 megahertz na Larmor frequency. Though this Larmor frequency is not really uniform because of magnetic field inhomogeneity, and so this concept states that the magnetic field strength varies from point to point inside the gantry. So moving on to so here in the step to the protons are in equilibrium state, so their net magnetization is fully aligned to the BO. So moving on to the third step, during exposure to RF pulse. So RF pulse with the same frequency as hydrogen nuclei, Larmor frequency is applied perpendicularly or 90 degrees to BO. So these protons absorb energy, which we call resonance, and they became in phase. So a while ago during step 2, kung nung magnet on pa lang, sila ay nagpe-process randomly, but here because of the RF pulse, nagpe-process sila synchronously, and they became in phase. So this is what we call phase clearance. So as we apply the RF pulse 90 degrees sa BO, the net magnetization is split 90 degrees, thus resulting to decreasing longitudinal magnetization and increasing transverse magnetization. So dito dumadami din yung anti-parallel high energy state nuclei. So in total, we have a net magnetization of 1, a longitudinal magnetization of 0, and a transverse magnetization of 1. So the RF pulse is and the science I don't inform and does it oscillate. So from equilibrium state a while ago, in here the third step with the RF pulse on nasa excited state na yung mga hydrogen protons. And moving on to the last step after exposure to RF pulse. So the RF pulse is turned off. So this is when relaxation occurs. So relaxation is occurs in 2 distinct processes. First is we call T1 relaxation. So this is also called T1 recovery or recovery of MZ, spin to lattice relaxation or longitudinal relaxation. So this is when the protons go back to the equilibrium state, And as doing so, it release their energy to the surroundings or sa lattice. And yung second mo naman is either relaxation or either decay of MSY, the transverse relaxation or spin relaxation. So the spins in the XY or transverse plane interacts with each other until they lose their phase coherence and eventually decay. So dito nag-produce yung MRI signal, and that we call this is called free induction decay. So it is called like that because free there after RF pulse is turned off, they can move so free, they can evolve in their own way. And induction because the MRI signal is created by Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction and decay, yung nakasamagbigan sila in time. So here we have a net magnetization of 1, a longitudinal magnetization of 1, and a transverse magnetization of 0. So we are back to equilibrium state. Thank you po.